me bo.
Kwame onini.
GOLDBOD story no.
Enjo.
Anything.
Enjo onini.
Ha, Rajab me bo.
Kwame onini.
Rajab.
Ma what's mayan kana onini.
Auntie, honorable.
Me kan wash wa ho bana onini.
The big
Me
issue
page no. Kwame mpocho me music and man kan. Na me wi am fa mo. Kwame mbom to be fair, emi me a politician. E bia me twa akohwi. Enti mpocho won fa ma Kwame. Kan afo wo di kan na wi afabra.
Where IMF,
Thank
International Monetary Fund. Ghana was selected issues.
Correct.
Now, one more Eddie Free, International Monetary Fund, Washington DC.
Thank you.
Date no August 2026.
Yo, mpocho area minority for reporter.
There be.
Kwame, can brofo no boko.
What's it?
Enjoy.
Can you hear the lottery? What's now the numbers?
Thank you.
In 2025, the significant scaling up of DGPP operations led to losses of over 1.7 billion.
Billion what?
Dollars. That is 1.5% of GDP.
Right.
Almost entirely related to gold for reserve. Oil purchases. This amounted to a loss of 17% of the value of all gold sold by the Bank of Ghana. Losses accrued on gold trades are a combination of service and assay fees paid to GOLDBOD.
Emphasis.
Okay.
Kwame, emphasis.
Mate, meka hobiem. Was say amounting to 17% of the value of your gold sold by the BOG. Losses accrued on gold trades are a combination of service and assay fees paid to GOLDBOD.
Continue.
Discounts on gold sold to off-takers, that is exporters, and most importantly, exchange rate losses from the spread between Forex Bureau rate paid to purchase gold and the CD reference rate used for BOG accounting. That's figure 7. Survey data suggests that Ghanaian ASGM,
that's artisanal small scale gold mining.
Prices are among
the abbreviation or your artisanal small scale gold mining.
Next,
right.
Gold.
Right.
Moon, okay.
Right.
Are among the highest in the region.
Right. So it means that in West Africa, yen artisanal gold na in yet ton, it is the most expensive. Yet ton abozin ne area yaboko. And it's a yakade, the minority no a church azimuna ye kade. One ton gold in bokao, ne GOLDBOD aton gold abokawa. Assembling kodo.
These accounting losses partly reflect valuation effects rather than economic costs.
Stay there, Kwame. So what this means is that the argument by government abandoning Shemi there is always an economic cost to implementing an economic policy such as this gold purchase program. No, it's not correct, because per this audit by IMF with government ajatum. By the way, just for clarity, anytime IMF does a report, it shares the draft with government for government to express its own views as to the issues emanating from the report. So what I want the public to know in there, this final report is what both parties have agreed and signed to as the final conclusion. Right. So from this report, the IMF is saying there, the gold for reserve program, or the domestic gold purchase program, has a structural design defect. What the report is saying therefore is that the policy has failed, and the losses are not as a result of economic costs. That's why they stated it in black and white.
Yeah.
So you cannot even argue that the IMF was not fair. The IMF was fair. And the language of the report, you know, per what we all know in governance, is agreed by both parties. So you have been indicted as a government for failing in such a key policy. So if you tell me that, oh, your justification is that you have brought in so much forex in the gold trade and that has resulted in the stability of the city, your own report is indicting you that no, you had some inefficiencies in the program.
The honorable when GOLDBOD na boka na BOG na boka.
This question, you have the answer. What is the answer in the report? Before I come in with my explanation, in the report, what did the IMF say? Yenna yezi nukwarama iraze in Oman Ghana. What you just read, you know, IMF attributed the losses to which institution? Mpocho.
You come on, GOLDBOD.
Sir, can you add a one thing to Munkoso Kwame?
Come on, GOLDBOD.
Can you now want to?
What you?
No, but I'm can you assembly can I
do GOLDBOD
into Miami in America?
But
wait, Kwame Mpocho. Is it me who is saying it?
there be.
So must I be insulted? Or do be some ahoba? Make sure some to obido. Ms. Obinizin akot to pardon there one shana ahoba. Is that not the report? Is the minority lying? Is any serious institution making fact check in this country going to tell me that the minority is wrong? What is the IMF saying about the losses? Are they not attributing it to GOLDBOD? Are they not attributing it to the entire domestic gold purchase program? Are they not talking about the forex losses? Are they not talking about the exchange rate? Are they not raising the pricing? Kwame, let me add another point. When GOLDBOD loan were here, there were two things given to GOLDBOD as a mandate. One, a regulatory function. Two, a monopoly function. And I will explain. Make a regulatory function. GOLDBOD now was established by an act of parliament. Regulatory function you there. And one na artisanal gold. Yeka artisanal gold. Yeka the small scale mining. Funi nyina GOLDBOD is a embra. A regulating one. So that is the law I have passed. Second, Embrano Suse, Obi Biara or your small scale mining Biano, or your one institution in a oil ton no gold in the moment, or your GOLDBOD. Kwame. So anybody selling artisanal gold will sell that gold to GOLDBOD because by law GOLDBOD has the exclusive mandate, monopoly over the gold that is mined under them artisanal gold mining, subsector of the mining industry. Now, an argument in there. To that extent, one cannot say that Sebio losses no GOLDBOD on yan one because all the gold from the artisanal mining sector no or ya own embrane say one fan forward. Now say ebekaya when the minority first read the interim report of IMF Bekaya the last year was it 10-year disclosure be your first report the 5th review no this report is a 6th review 1/5 review no was stated there there were some losses up to $214 million. When we got hold of that report, we filed a motion in Parliament. You file a motion, no, an argument in there. Even the fees were just too high, and immediately you raised the fees as some, which was 15%. BOG and GOLDBOD held an emergency meeting and reduce the fees to 9%, and later reduce it further to some 5%. And now, after the 6th review report, Bank of Ghana says it is exiting the program entirely. Kwame, we raise this issue as patriots, as part of our oversight. The parliamentarians say omanu bibiru kwacho na yen yanka wana bi ona obaka nurse fu pia we school a aben say a minister no say oni clearance finance ministry say the fiscal space ahonzi nyi ho meanwhile through this gold for reserve programming you've incurred such huge losses. You needed only 6 billion to employ some nurses and teachers. Musimu need 6 billion. Yet 22 billion has gone down the drain.
My question and say gold board for no a Bank of Ghana for an amount say munto gold my mukwa munto ni say fees ni anyame womu say we so mfantua we it me gold board no se me toni nyina nam de koma Bank of Ghana pe de nhya wo de ama me no a samfunso bi ba wo de bra me gold board say na enkofo bisa say auditor general's report no so no kan say Bank of Ghana na say kan say can say a gold board.
Okay, Kwame, that question no, the latter part of your question already you have the answer. That in the report,
the report, okay.
From the report, you know, your answer needed. So let's not repeat it. Now, let me come to the main question. Main question na nipa no bisa wono. The answer lies with government. Kwame, I am not responsible for policy implementation of government. I'm in my opposition. If our iyaben na introduce a policy, your duty is to put in place the guardrails, the mechanisms for successful implementation. When the policy fails, you take responsibility. So at this point, I don't want to get into the argument where somebody will say, oh, why are you not blaming World Bank? Why are you not blaming BOG? Why are you blaming GOLDBOD? Why is it that the losses are in the books of BOG? So as for GOLDBOD, say one come. You see, that would be amounting to mischief. Why? Because there is a complete structure, a value chain of transaction. You have traced the transaction to where the error, the defect is. So maybe a defect in one, that should be where you hammer. Yes, it is true, and in all fairness, the report, it was Bank of Ghana that IMF audited. Yes, it is true that the losses are in the books of Bank of Ghana. Yes, it is true also that the losses are attributable to which institution? Continue for me from what we read.
Yeah, to the GOLDBOD.
Yes. Now, in all this structure, Bank of Ghana for Sebi, I want to what artisanal gold now. No.
Well, one mama said, me to say.
So what I'm saying is that Kwame, to make it simple, no, it's a government policy failure.
Okay.
It's a financial loss to the state, true or false. The loss is on whether you mention Bank of Ghana or GOLDBOD, you are mentioning what? A loss to the states. Because GOLDBOD is a state institution.
I was not to every month is profit.
How do you account for profit? You account for profit by deducting costs of sales from sales. Anna,
yeah.
The mischief there then is that the cost has not been captured there. The cost has been offloaded to another institution that is a subsidiary. Kwame, let me ask you a question. From the report that you have read, which you are still in possession of, the losses have been identified in the books of BOG, correct?
Correct.
But the losses have been attributable to which institution? Right. Now, Kwame, I didn't know about the GOLDBOD there. No, told the one man, and now over for that apologize. No, yes, in common, Kwame, these are reputational issues.
Abusua ene kojo opon nkroma ofon ase yire bi mra hye bedwane waba bepa attorney general wone chief justice wabepa wo mo ntuma papa frise ensem ahodo bi a wono mahyedade amanyosem akata wo mani ya wono mudidi NPP fo no enya ade se boa efiri tetetetentre de Sokoto kwa pa breso ene ye nyina enim se aloyafo omo wo bra omo de kwa ahogiem sabre ni duo ajachefo obi ho no no de ne mare na busua to kwan aloyafo obi ho no no de na busua to kwan ko holidays ko joje na home kakra na sabre ni duo ya na ensem a ya na e wo koto a ye die no ya tatwe sensen kakra de se de ye emergency pa na ehia se bi mpanimfo transfer no ena ya na ye taihwe eho asem no ye ka nanso so afi de wono mo ko vacation no de ensem awodo a wo koto no wono matututum no mayiyi bi amayi de fa NPP fo ho nko an no mo se no nko ade wono mo ko vacation de wo mo kwa homegye mu nanso so eye de ya sansam no nko ade wo mo bedi ntentem na de se wo mo de no kotum no wo mo de naka kotum na no NPP fo bi babonten ba be ka se efri Sokoto kwa pabresa de ye hunu bi da ede nko an na aba ede nko an na aba nti afi we nko ade mo se ye ko vacation so lawyer fo no mo nsem wo koto nyina mbara to the extent say omo lawyer fo tu kwan kora wo so omo ankasa mbara megina mu ne yembusebisa wo nsem wo emfa mna kwan so nene nam so makojo opon kroma wo so de ya wo de attorney general ekopie mu court ena afi so wo de chief justice so kokopie mu court a wo kire se wo mo mra mekirem free say constitution ma kwan sa ntia ba ne sen ena wo mo nko a pen so de wonom de sa de wi baba ya adwuma na yesu ye nyina ye nim se de attorney general woni chief justice wo mo nyina no NDC aban ena omo eye adwuma de ama no nti wo so do makokoti wo mo na ba be yi agagefo mbetena asem no so wo mo na ba be yi mpanifo ahodo wo mo na ba be ka asem na ma wo ena se asem ne aboato agu yati ko dwon pon kro me wadaroma wansem no de baye no ye ha ye ho kra mpontie nti en ha ho na no ena opon kro ma sade nchiremu aba se de wo mo ka koye appeal ensem ahodo no wo mo de court a wonom abu ntanchia no mabu nsem na guso a enu nti wo mo kire se wo mu ntie kura no ababa ye NDC aban ba ye wa hyeda se judiciary anase wo mo a wo mo hwe atemmu hu nsem na de wonom be yi obi bia ne ho bon NPP ana obi bia obe na dwonso obe da ntemmu a onni ma NDC ne de wo be yi na de enu nti no mo hya ase se wo mo ba no a na mo ti chief justice toko no de obe kontem kura ampa aban ba ye ya no hya ase twe de krata wode wo maami hu kakra ya wo yi chief justice toko no edi ya free say wo mu hia obi bia a NPP aban en de ne baaye so nipa no wo ye NPP ni so ye NDC ni kura de NPP na do baaye no nko ade be pam ti apam NDC fo ni nyina ma se de a lawyer fo ni a judge fo a John Dramani Mahama wa promote wo mu wo go system ni mu e free Supreme Court be si High Court be si Magistrate Court Circuit Court District Court nyina no John Mahama na daroma wa hwe NDC fo lawyer fo ni judge fo bebre no akakogo ntene wasem ko na wo NPP ni na ade baye de en ha ho enya adwuma na ne kodwo opon kroma nya da age akirechirem wanya da age akirechirem a mepese wankasa so begibre na watie bi na ansana no yakenkan ne nkrata no wo twere ye no kakra wo Facebook o kire se kwanya NDC fo de na faso no yankenkan nkrata no ye wiepe na ni interview a ne wo ye no ni sem ohwegu ho no so yanya daje na yetumi atie bi wadaro ma like video no mame share ne fa wadwen kina so bra ne yankenkan bi
na or say this is what he posted. Or say it is disappointing that Deputy AG is on social media misinforming the public. My plaint was based on deliberate falsehood. There were several reporters in court, and the ruling is a matter of public record. Where did the judge find that it was based on deliberate falsehood? Indeed, the record will rather show that what the judge rather said during proceedings was that the Deputy AG has misunderstood our application. And Sram, if my application has resulted in the court not sitting for 1 week, that does not transform the constitutional right to seek interpretation into a falsehood. Parties are entitled to approach the court when they believe constitutional right or principles have been breached. Remember, the substantive matter is even yet to be heard and determined by the court. The Deputy Attorney General cannot insist that court must be respected and then attack litigants for invoking the powers of these very courts. And someone what they etu one no na just say utemu na assembly titiri na ankasa de afei ana court no ebe dey ebe traso adi aho enkomo na quickly mamengwa phone line so na me lawyer Kojo Opon Nkroma eni nkomo oye MP of Fonse IRB senior ma chen
Mejo so me no let say
na me na dom ye ho ye na me giri se onso ho ye
oh nya me dom me ho ye
nyankopon ase for information purposes because omun sheda omun nimsa wa court omun nim ade pote ene na okosre every supreme court wonum enra ansemo a ekopie mu awo court enra na supreme court etena so no asembe pa na ode court down na ohwehwe se court nye dey
mamicha wahwefo ene omo a ebi omo suti o mfidi ahodo so Ghana yamra edika efani constitution ene mwakuni constitution Code Article 17, 1 and 2, I'll say, Ebano, Emra, Asemua, Enise, Yi, Osumesi, Ana, Yi, Obentin, is in China, Yade, Emra Fufro Dina, Yimfindi, you be Fufro. And the Emra Kunin said there must be equality before the law. Na, Sa, Emra Kunino, and no also Article 2, I'll say, Obibia organ, I say, so who say, Obi bibia itia emrakuni no nafa bia wutumi ba Supreme Court besere se Supreme Court ehwe na onkasem no na omma nipa kro na onhye nipa kro ne se onni emrakuni no so to say any person who is of the view say a portion of the constitution is being infringed upon no or the right to invoke the affair of the exclusive original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court to order say there should be compliance. Na yawa say na afibia edu August ni September Superior Court no omoji o Mahama judges no call leave lawyers no call leave your friend no legal vacation into legal vacation no mono so bi wa asem kra na court a sabo so memienu no judge for no call leave lawyer for no call leave ye ba October na ato aso yawa say na NPP for awodo bi o masem wo court no prosecution na nko kan kire Chief Justice say o pese vacation no mo to asem no so judge na nko kan kire Chief Justice say o pese vacation no mo to asem no so the who ya say Chief Justice na nkasa ama the friend warrant o matumi kata say vacation na obi akofie no NPP for any gofo bi aka o masem no court no nko so a eni asem no Timini Tiasimuno, Itia Article 17.1 na say, Inise Ebana Mrasemua, Yede different laws. They apply here different people. There should be equality before the law. Intermediate Samuako Supreme Court say, on Article 17.1 and 2, no share the Chief Justice Ayano. Now on Sisudia said there be the Chief Justice Ayano, Itia Article 17.1 and 2. Entino. The proper moi, in say, Yamakwa say, vacation nimono, you confubi say, or mode or moments and yen twice when the vacation nimo. Send you be a courier body or tepa, sa 2 months imo, Judge Negia home, or also Ejina home, lawyer Nejina home, ye but 2 months time I bet was so. Sa soon I was say, Ubia Kebiano, Yadis Amra Corner Edino. Now, me this Assembly Supreme Court. I feel the Supreme Court about the cancer, and only the distinction, first distinction also be at here. As I'm not because the Supreme Court enter now so, or more appointed judges cry bet now so. Now, whilst Supreme Court bet now seven so, judges now war High Court now or more twice with the seminar. So, more course with the seminar. Maybe by the time a Supreme Court bet cancer maybe we bet say. ampa the upon chroma can no ko ni say omoto aso no na o makọ mo anim kra a make orders bi a they are fata and no tin no the injunction application so signed by Supreme Court say ansa na mo be kan asem no mo fa injunction into high court judges no so na omontwe na mo kan asem ni wi ade mo be kan na yin na de be adwuma nti no I call Supreme Court no Mira Scott Pomang sitting as a sole judge no obey ruling on the injunction application asem na kasa de nyankan kra the ruling no mo no so no me nya adwen say was say stop judges no sabri or muntu aso nyoma adwuma wa asem no ye ba be ka Supreme Court DC wo court and no tiafina Supreme Court no be fix date judges on betina asem na nkasa eso injunction ne no omo etu wana mo
na wadarema se na wo pen na wanya ne saa no wo de aso ho a twen se dare be so no matena asem ne titi na nkasa so anase wo dwana montu fufuro bi ho
me dwana montu fufuro ho no wi ana yensa kan certified true copy of the ruling no enti yesterday ye didi hu komo me ji research so abejo adade na ye hu dia may as a next line of action.
Oh. But as a pa na we de menya we answer na mamu wakono ma hu se ye flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia enso ashase ehiehyia akuokuo bi a na watwi mu one Japan embassy no ehia one Ghana Engineers Institution for enso ehia a wo hiehyia akuokuo ni bia timupo no ayesai
answer na me ye no ma kan bibi kakra bi mfa Supreme Court asem no so say wo fa me hu say wo kan me say Facebook post bi ana my ye free court no na me hu say Deputy Attorney General Sam say akọchoro on Facebook say ye application no ye the delay process no be 1 week pe na eninyina so bia na ensem aye kan wo no na ensem no nye no cross deliberate falsehood. No, as you know, your court judge and can be about deliberate falsehood. In fact, on no more na judge and the car say, yes, and I can answer on tears here. Na the response are normal, not in the name baby. Don't focus on responding to Yasamano and Casa. We are chambers and this phone and I'm saying judge and can be about he said he treaty cases bit differently. Who kind judgment in the room directly or say or more treaty a bit differently, no, and also more prioritize it a bit. Some no wano even during the vacation no or no na junimu no and no doesn't amount to discrimination. No cause I only to say or more treat people differently. And the no mama yes I post and say how the na DP no mu to foot through unkofo any cut different storage unkofo say bia obi as be court as me when ye three on shadanti the ekosi okoka no afa na tra no denam say ni omo pay to me almost 2 foot through gun kofoni say have to about me there where I say so on half of in fact more than half 90% of some of kind nyinara obi ehun say enya no kre no ebi ana so mo abemu a omo ye nti na ma me respond this e de eche na ye koye nim no bia ehun say enya no ko mbeka no ye nya nto wotra sa ye be ma no kredie no adadi Dr. Bawumia meetings are started and engagements are started with various stakeholders no because or prepare for 2029 amemono enti obeka the kind policy coordination committee a mena medano and sana policy committees a hodo as our committees no na engage na litrimu po or person ya me na dom na obediga na mampeni a o ma dead no ye ni various stakeholder groups ho adwuma na ye kruche gu nkata so enti we Ghana infrastructure to say akwan bridges school down hospital down infrastructure hodo a wo Ghana ha say ha ensem bebre wo ho do akwan ye ya enim fi mi no kwa na kwan ni na tutu bi ho ne bopo se ne ete baby ayi here bi kwa ayi no fika kwa ye de kwa koye no ya ayi nya bi to bo se baby ho infrastructure ho hia na accounts nse mo bi ho ayi de nsa kakra ye ntumi wie nsema hodo bebre tie no na on the Institute of Engineering penny for if you are seeing Konya or more adjini mukwaya you be fast solve some of those problems no omoni ye edi hu komon kakaka ni nine no be community in 2028 manifesto and agenda about me edi beba abonte na be boama onyatumi na se osoma no obo se be nyon no ankasa ni trimu ponkwa no de adwuma no ba wetie enyuma ko ahodo ne professional groups ahodo e no de omo nyina adwen so aka ho a o de chichiro man no
Senior Kojo Pankompa and pay Medas Yamin Shaw. Right. Yera Kojo upon Kuma MP of Fonse IRB na Oteya, Dr. Mahmoud Bamia and the new patriotic parties policy coordination teams no ono ena edanoa wote se Dr. Bamia sha se ne kwekwe ene amamuomu animdifo bebre ahya se ehyehyia na ono mu edi nkomo odene ni so ode hunu atudwa na emprempren oha ne amane a confront Ghana na se atansa Ghana kom no ochemu ekwan obafa so a se Ghana for the mamu otumi no ehye ne nsam na oso aframu suan se mampani 2029 kwan a obafa so a obanwene oman no eno. Now what you so asamba kwa asaba and it's a high court assign order the restoration of Oxford #1 hotel Obakaya yenya kwami bedi akochada nedia na enje kra and asamba kaya court yes bibi ntini sikasem ni dwade unkomode bia oni pe bi di yentinom wode ne nsa to saa dan so a yede kwa akosia wo na asa yede kwate kabi menkare saa na wachie mu na yesate se high court assign order bio se yemfa na ade na japade ema no na eno so no ade a esiye ewo na wachie mu dum so enso asa yiriti bio ewa asenkoi na eno ana grid kofo abebo amane se omu yensiesie kakra ana insiji fo so bo amane bi etosom na nzan ne kwa de emse Ghana fadodo na ahomachebe no miense ba no nan na kania foi ana edumye awiem wonum bi ana ebinum ede baayem eno anajo ofia kania no foi na saako ahomachi ana ebaaye eno nso so ede enum na ade ba kusu esi na watwi mu a eno nso mepese meka ho asem yesi KFC for I think say na watwi ne pepe sa womo se womu edi sa womu fie dunu mu ase enfie awodo bi a womadie ewo man mu ana womabie omo shops anase womo adjoint ni na ase Metias with the 15 Ghana cedis everywhere. Na omamu aduane ase womo akokoya omuchibi e de amount na Ghana fa na nyina menim se eye komwo se adeafo ne epew se ya ho kire se de beyo chese KFC joint nyinara bia abomase bim na people were raising security concerns se anybody ko akobo no mpem so saa no enhyehyɛ bai ene aya se womude ebo won ho eban na se mobashare nsoso a KFC baby ewododo na aye fuel stations ana ewo dodo na ewo fuel stations na abusuafo se asemu chese wa wi anasa ogo kan obi adwuma ho nsem dodo nanso so no ade na course ndi nya mmienu nukrani KFC fo mpanifo eye se mobayado ye eye se mba konkofo mu eye se mba appreciate nkofo na mobetete monua ne so ama nkofo nya biato na emum de mu ye ne de next time mo ya na mahwe ban bo ho nhyehyɛ no ene akwan bɛfa so amobɛyɛ no a nipa no emmebo MP so wɔ honum bebrebe nti eno nso esi na wɔtwe wi enso emum na wɔtwe ya na yenia baako Samuel Kojo Brace ɔno yɛ senior journalist ɛwɔ multimedia ɔno nso so ɛsɛ wa resign adayi a ɔkɔ Ahanta West constituency na wa prepare no ho akɔ parliamentary primaries.
Abusua sese de oman Ghana agiegu papa frise enhwehwemu aba beto dwa kyerɛ sese de baabi a galamsey ase yensuo akakoduro sɛde enubɔne ya wɔnom de fra ensuo etufom agudie sese ama wɔnom a wɔmo ɛte bɛn baabi etufom agudie ɛkwan ahodo a nkwala ye wo mu ahyase ye dane sɛde kokoo ye wɔ mpatam hɔnom ɛsɛe enuane ahodo a wɔnom die de yale ɛbre wɔ mu yemfudi atosode nyinaa ne ye nɔba ya ahyase sɛ ɛsɛe no wɔnom kyerɛ sɛ ebinsi da ɛwɔ wiase sɛbe Ghana ba wiase abakɔsɛ mu nanso Excellency John Dramani Mahama iya waka sɛ wɔno nyame boa na sɛ NDC Ghana fo to aba ma no wɔba wɔde bosome nsia kora ebetimi otu galamsey asɛm sɛ yɛ kɔ mfie mienu ni ya ban entu anamo papa bia amansunsuaso papa bia mfiri mu mai wɔno me kyerɛ sɛ kane mpo kora sɛ woyɛ nsɛmtwerɛni na wopɛsɛ wokɔ Ghana Water Company fo nkyɛn na kɔbusa wɔm sɛ yensuo no himfa na ase akakoduro himfa na eni ate akakoduro nso na yɛ nom na hoɔde wom ɛyɛ wokɔ na wɔnom atwen krata tenten records na wɔnom ɛde ama na nso nya bia kana nso nei aban no ahye wɔm sɛ ma obia ɛmfa krata na sɛ de yensuo ase akakoduro na ho report no mfa man semtwerɛfo semtwerɛfo ni stability level se ho ahwan no nsɛmtwerɛfo ni nsɛmtwerɛ ni bia no honom aban no ama no krata ne bia wonim de ɛkɔ fisi esi baabi ase akakoduro no so omuka so omuka kyerɛ Ghana fo a ene obi ade ne sabe kyerɛ aban no enye no nko ɛbɔ hya hodo ya His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wɔne NPP aban wɔn de ma Ghana fo bra wɔn di NPP fo atemu a ya ye de ade ne ma wɔn ɛhifa na akakoduro ya wɔn kyerɛ sɛ de GOLDBOD anase gold for oil anase gold domestic gold anase gold hu dwadie ya aban dada no ɛde ba ya aban ba ya wo ba beto aso enam so amomate GOLDBOD enka ye good idea nanso so a GOLDBOD de gold wo fa so ya sese de wonuma chance ase de ama NDC achitafo a wonum tu gold wi bi se de be ebenya bi atɔ na ye de akwa amono ne nti no ama ekapudu asese ye kyerɛ sɛ aba beto man Ghana so no nye kaketoa nanso so ne GOLDBOD dan ne kɔbɔ Bank of Ghana na Bank of Ghana dan ya to GOLDBOD ya sese de yenim ne papote ya ɔgye atum sɛ ɔno na abɔka nanso so ye de ya Ghana ɛyɛka ya ensɛm abeto montrene de mepɛ sɛ wobagye brɛ na watie bi na yenso so odo adwen kyerɛ aba like video no ma me ne share ne fa wadwen kyerɛ so bra
about why is the president keeping on making sure say omote offices meaning amongst here the Mansu areas this is your own now by now as a president as we are reshuffling no near break so ba kun galamsey no san ko fo no to ni nyeza ba na ko yomadi anko yomadi sampo twa na mampanyini etwa Ghana for se mo ye hwe kura me mfa ho no ano odene because there is a documentary evidence kyerɛ sɛ nkofo ni bi wɔ mo a ɔmo ma nkofo receipt ama mo ni chamfan any excavator akɔnwuram menye sure sɛ wokɔ hayo a excavator menye sure sɛ wokɔ hayo ana wokɔ afu mu a wonya excavator ana wonya chamfan ɛyɛ galamsey no ɔmo yɛ na galamsey yi nso no ɔmampanyini kan ka sɛ ɔno ɔyɛ aware sɛ ne pratifo ni bi galamsey. And you know, if the DC can give people the permission to go and mine illegally, then I'm sure the party is in the known of it. Either they are the ones doing it or they know what is going on. Because the point first was sentiment one more galamsey na first was air cost the same. When about no ordinary, I know they may see a free bontefu air compatuum and in patuum area. There is a muye galamsey no. I know ordinary. And the man penny is in a near break. No over galamsey no over boama ya yes hard no one for the president in two lines so to say there it maybe na dan kokova do dey near den e kan ya ene acosto the government no onye bi ehun so e be ma onye bi ni promises a o ka kire say eye aban no na ye say okun galamsey na onku galamsey because na dan kokova do and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia they are the ones doing the galamsey no onye bi ehwe me say omanpanyin say mo kan opposition and na namonto a 2 hours in government now no you ask yourself say is it the same person who was in opposition who will lead the likes of Sami Jamfi, the likes of Malik Basintali, the likes of the Mustafa Bandi and more attacking the leaders of the New Patriotic Party when they were calling us criminals, when they were calling us names ne wohwe mama mu no ekwan galamsey na agye omu nsema obi aye ne ope no a na che se enura no omo de atoro na ba beji tumi no enti ebeka che ye Ghana hafo nyina se ene ye mu nyina mani misem se galamsey no na media host akase wo krom ha no mu lead the narrative no mu TV ni radio so eka se o mampanyin tokwa no wo ko no wo de asojafo ahyemu a wo ko ntokwa ne de na nso onko ntokwa ne ye no ene ya withdraw all the army ya withdraw all the police and people are doing whatever they want enti ene wo ko be bia yitu galamsey no a ekono bebre no ano e fa sei na nanom nso a ene mama mo kwan anaza mu ye neck deep in doing the galamsey. Shame on you because me nya sure say oba be fro abanwa no aba be sumu manfo no o ka cho mo say oba be lead the force to do galamsey na very soon media meje yewura na say to ababi o meji ni di and I know say very soon e be wan him for kasa bebre won mo omudi kotodwe be ko menhia na nso menhia ntie omo because whatever you are doing yewura me sure say yewura ma wa homa say obenya adwensa kira no moye ne ye now you will not be in bed with the politician or those greedy people who are spoiling our lands and water bodies. Now mo say no because man penyina na just won kontokwa no. And I'm sure see you very soon you will crack the whip and by the time you be crack the whip no one kasa dia homa no ebe hange ho because you know say you nim de waye nyina na ebe all the evidence beto onim no you will see what will happen. Amonyofo so amose ma ban aba na mu this is intimun kamasem na mu MPs dim kamasem na mu ye MPs na mu ye ne mope ne to extent say enei uko afo no South East MP wotumi ko ahemfie ni apam no enne afo no South West MC look at what is going on there now hwe galamsey say this to say ya me sure say very soon the people over there will rise up against the tyranny and the incompetence that mu exhibit in office because this is how do be no mining areas nya you are neck deep in doing galamsey and that is why oko be kwai that is why oko manso oko amanse what is going on there
aban we buy and or say or transfer police commanders omuwo galamsey districts and say communities nina what transfer mu baby adum kwadi omuko afofra adum buy you know galamsey is getting worse why is he still keeping them amomuzo nkwai
Oyeba say oyi obi no de ono de aba ne de ne ba you play ball or you go and the almost a police commander do mining area near to galamsey no na ben police station no timi nye ho hwe near to galamsey na ama na ben school na DC is wo hu MC is wo hu ya e chese wo no MC na DC no wo kan hu no wo ye galamsey na say wo to aye dan nyina ye dis kan ma no. And the police commanders are complicit in the galamsey that is going on. MMDCs they are complicit in the galamsey that is going on. Because me know what way. So me can't say me wa anoma no trash here. Na police for me ate enya report no ma ba chime frefidie eso anmo. Aden na ekuro no aye wo hweso as police commander. Ekuro no hweso as MMDC. Na mo te won mo na manfo etu galamsey same school. Etu galamsey ebe wo police station wakache baby a wo yi police. Now who better catch say unwi see no evil hear no evil you will chroma me say bibia ekosu bia no ochire mbebu ho akunta ni ekosu bia ne bia mbebu ho akunta because NPP ne ye ba ban mu ye jeja anyoma to ho e man kofo bi omudi boni in the past ne ye say prosecute omo a in the state of national cohesion see be keken ho bom na omanu mu badwunti ye jeja anyoma ma omo je double salary ni ade nyina etena ho didi ye ma enne omo bon kofo chidom amo ma baba ye so dom no very soon me sure say 2028 ye to oba na aba ne bedane na dania aponta bebre wo hormon kofo bebre no enne omanyo mo tam 1.5 years in government no oma bebu sa akonta no ye wo kroma no mo nkofo kansema kese kroma obi en won my police for kwache wo ensema na ehu ensema na ya atro ni nyina omo fo omo di ye na ye kansem keto bi fa nkofo bi hu an omo tientim me sure say beba sa topic no so same je fi topic no GOLDBOD topic no ye beba so and ye kan sam keto before mo ho a eno krampo ye no kore ana say ye asembusa ye sere so omu be yi anu no eno mutumi ka say ye se omudi internet ye mo opportunity they use the Flagstaff House platform government platform I mean him say GOLDBOD a institution of government and I say a government itself na enne otumi be gina on mo de abufuo ebe ye ni sasem twampo wo kroma no just because ye bisa question say adena GOLDBOD aboka when about GOLDBOD car wabo according to IMF near 1.7 billion. That's what the buy is CDC more about 22 million. I about the year can say amount fonti no biase.
22 billion.
22 billion
Ghana cedis.
When about you bet media ya kwan, you bet media see school, you bet media create job for the jobless people and no more come montene. E kwa pay dwuma ye nya ma omo no. Na me nim say some jamfi, obet ma kan ho asema ma waka say obi say the ma ne bu afu to the extent say wa honhunu say obepai. Ono same.
President Mahama is saying on every social media commentary, no, a dangerous.
What was dangerous? Enra, Malik Basintali.
And I'm surprised the president
social media
spoke about this.
Enra Malik Basintali, Ejina, TV so say, you're a Dr. Mahmoud Bamia, wouldn't say in Cremofo. A number of qua, Cremoni Papa Bia, and Fanny Senka, no, I check a preku.
Yeah.
You were Malik Basintali Jina TV so. Eka say, you were Dr. Mahmoud Bamia preku. In fact, and nama or pepper, one and be our pen, no more pepper, a preku. This was a dangerous statement. This was a dangerous statement. At that time, I was expecting the Muslim leaders to have come out to say, Akoda, Kasana, O Kasano, O Kasatrashi, Painful Baby Yedin, Sheikh Fobe Yedin, Man of Fobe Yedin. He was attacking a Muslim who was risen up through the rank to be vice president. Eka said, no more pepper, a preku. To the extent that sometimes they even say, no, you'll be our no son. These people did
not mind any pictures.
Yeah. They said this because you were looking for power. You looked on. You didn't tell your boys to keep quiet. Malik Basintali did it together with some fee, and they can say, Papa Aden Waka to good aboka. Was in the Buafu? The Buafu in Yesebia, some of the Yabisa Crow. Now, both for IMF 4's way. IMF 4 and I catch it say, Papa will go now to Waboka, or Bank of Ghana. Almost a GOLDBOD now boka. It is out before now odiba minority no answer the question now ye bisa no and for before katakata so answer the question na no nim dia ma ne bu afo ne yem because sa e kan wo abono sa kan it amounts to woefully causing financial loss to the state. It is ene ye say akina obeyiya bail condition it is epoa e jena yem hye say ne bra no will be casual because ne Oma weaponizing the law. I'm making sure say will be a war body bra business manner or ye good and concerned citizen all body bra. Omo de mrana ko tina ko tum enfie duonu. E bra mu animu say e kwan mo fa so a omo ni ko gina mranimu eni kwan fa so a omo prosecute no. Enya de ye fair. Enti na wonya ehu e woni mu e tietiem say nka kokofo betie no. Nanso boni nsuma ne de na boni mpro ne de wo kina o questions obe answer. Ochina Mrs. Amijamfi, our question by answer. Na ye bisa no no cry. Says GOLDBOD to me you so 3.9 million Ghana cedis on entertainment. Here was Amijamfi. When your opportunity now bu for ba for ma. E no ba answer. Ebiom no cry 1 million Ghana cedis. Mu use for monitoring and inspection. Ebiom no cry 2.3 million Ghana cedis for printing. Ebiom no cry 14.2 million Ghana cedis on task force. Aye macho for ne soldier for ne dia mode yes aduma ebio ma no kra say 3.3 million mode ye transportation sa anwuma we nyina ya twra to sa anwuma we nyina o kina mu be ya no be ya lawyer it's a receipt bia na say wo bank transaction bia e betimi make sure say sa anwuma we nyina ye be ja tum say o spending on Ghanaians na bia anfa ba bia e bia anfa NDC for so a wo kina ba ansa me so o man say mo be se ebu ni yi a ye be bo mo bu ni yi na mo be se mo de machi no and better Kromana said the brain linkasuno. Watching yes will go after you because party grassroots in Yabrom. Yabrom because when the NPP was in power and then we had evidence of people in high places, no much double salary and a crime. We looked on in the nation for nation cohesion. The grassroots says, okay, yeah, let us concentrate on building a better tomorrow for the ordinary Ghanaian. It is and the government has said, yeah, the years to cool in some free such as buy my Ghana for you and your for so. And maybe the health insurance buy, and my NDC focus on credit health insurance on your card, maybe. And my Ghana for you and your home for so, and the health insurance if you're Ghana for you, dear. Yama minimum or more war. Yeah, then she said, "Go akwa who hospital yenye because we believe say so we fura as a Ghana ye born ho bra na obi ni ne ba enko wuo san she we nyina she ya e wura sika ni fie wura hie ni fie and this ba bem 1.5 years
sɛ ne yɛ bisa sɛ nhyɛ bɛ na ɔmo gu akwan mu baako pɛ ɔmo kyerɛ baako pɛ a ɔmo de gu akwan mu a ewura fie bie mu a they cannot mention any of them wokɔ kan ɔmo sɛ ɔmo yɛ big push no wokɔ kan ɔmo sɛ ɔmo sɛ yɛ express road Accra Kumasi na ɔmo nam wuram meanwhile Accra Kumasi road is killing people on a daily basis you ask yourself say government no a anaasɛ aban no a yɛayi na si wɔ sɛ ɔmbɔ Ghanafoɔ ho yɛ lives ho ban no anamontuo bɛ na wɔtuo nhyɛ bɛ na ɔde gu akwan mu to make sure sɛ yɛnyina ho atɔ yɛ ɛnɛ Ghana ni bia no ɔhwɛ akɔma ne triple yɛ kɔto aba ma NDC Ghana ni no ɔde abufuo wankɔto aba ɛnɛ NDC fo afra ba nwa no ɛnɛ me sure sɛ nuhu no aba na no ɔdene ɛnɛ yɛ nwa no mu a yɛbu ɔmu dwa abɛsi dwa no me sure sɛ mafia NPP yɛ nwa no mu a mu de abufuo kɔ join ne afafantɔ emu a ɛnɛ mu sɛ mu kɔ the base mu nyinaa no me sure sɛ ɛnɛ mu nwa nsa kyerɛ mu nwa mu san ba back home sɛ de bɛyɛ a yɛbɛkɔ tie Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia an idea whose time has come adwempo ane braso sɛ yɛbɛkɔ tie na kyie no aba na 2028 wɔbɛgye yɛ free nkoaso mu wɔbɛgye yɛ free adi a ɛyɛ yɛ sɛsie mu ɛnɛ ɔhene ba yɛnyɛ mampanyini bi a wɔyɛ hwehan ama ɛnɛ Chinese fo abɛgu kurom ha a ɔmo tɔn cars ama yɛ nnuanum ɔmo tɔn cars atɔ ba ha yɛ nnuanum ɔmo tɔ cars ɛnura na mo tiɛtiɛ mu no ɛnɛ China fo na ba kurom ha ɛde cars aba ɔmo bɛ han fie ɛde cars abɛgu fie a ɔmo fa yɛ nnuanum ma ɔmo no ɔmo ɛyɛ videos aba social media sɛ ɔmo tɔn cars mu nyina ne ma yɛ din yɛ nnuanum car garages fo ɛnɛ mu nyina ma yɛ din
She said, "Come on, pa, the
ma yɛ din
Obi predict Ghana today and come in you."
me say yɛ nnuanum ɔmo garages de ɔmo yɛ kurom ha no mo against the new patriotic party ɛnɛ China for India for ɛnɛ ɔmo aba bɛ han fie ɛwɔ kurom ha no mo ɛnɛ ɔmo de cars ahodoɔ bɛgu fie ɛnɛ ɔmo yɛ video social media ɛnɛ nkɔfoɔ kɔ hɔ kɔtɔ na de make sɛ only China ni wotu car kɔ kurom China na nkɔtɔ car free China ba no no so no China ho ɔno de ne sika ɛne ne loan no ɔgye no less than 1% no ɛde ba kurom to car ba kurom no woni ne mienu de na bɛɛfo over the years na nkɔfoɔ ni sa opportunity no ɛnɛ ɔmo wɔ yɛ fie mu ɔmo yɛ mantam ɔmo tɔn cars ɔmo fie and you the garage owners you are quiet madwuma egu you are not saying the right words you are not telling government say government yɛ adwuma no egu you are quiet it is catch businessmen say ɛnɛ India for and the Lebanese for they control the price of rice in this country. Lebanese for they control the prices of rice. Warehouse how do I say okromano on aje ubakona mono ho brand na open was will be to ninya mi no be antoy. Wait to Kenya say if system no for bear 1 month. Now man for yen for that rice product now not the 5 seasons to not be so. They are cashing in just because the government is quiet. The government is not doing anything about it. And when you came boss sanyo mo e koso report to the state. On mountain o buja on so besidwa. No mu bungo for stores on basic stores. No mu bu bank so mba besidwa. Me won be da. A government that promised 24-hour economy. I thought said they were going to sponsor and now they were going to support the private sector. Said by production because who they gonna see now who do say who ye biblia. What you are doing is you expect people to import more. And any state that will import more, you don't get money. You are always relying on import. You are not producing anything. And then come in say one day you want for NPP abemo e start here. Oba so bia me adwini bia me giri ye say make me make sure say better than the NPP. Now can buy this cover be private sector echi. No aboa ama companies ahodo a all different stages of development no. Ya boa no. Wo de wo si dwa na wo besie. Say the be ya mrante ene maba wa ye nwuma no ye bejai. Tie ne kwa shoemakers bibiri afɛ sɛ kwa asafo a shoemakers bibiri egu asafo ɛne bibiri na agya adwa no shoemaker adwuma no yɛ because China products na ɛba no wo yɛ wɔ Ghana ha no mo a China deɛ no ɛbo ofose ɔno no deɛ na wɔyɛ no enti ne deɛ so bɛ no wɔ sɛ kyena bɛ to wa no yɛ sɛ mo a no to no kiosk mu no to akɔfa China deɛ ne bi no de kodwa no akɔtɔn and ye bisa say if you continue to rely on imports ye da chi send it here. Say you see ye be bubu school ni ye bubu bank ni ye bubu biare de ye sidwa na ekroma no obi ani dwa ye da chi na te say
His man is near see the abano e dia de ye dia ye
we are better for so bra no what's your probability that the probability that you say oh to die.
all of these things you are not doing But can you know because of how the elections went in 2024, they felt that we've willed this country to them. They do minor actually one say wager wofa onna ebi kwa ne krechi wabone brave no actually some man say no the minor the actually because they were looking at their numbers in parliament. They were looking at the goodwill that no more no. Enipa ahofa ma bia no omo de ma wo mo nipa dodo omo wa e de semra mo ne ade ntino the first that the country belonged to them the nipa be koso ayesa people would want to see continuity of development what I say ntini ma omo ye no ohene de busa ho minu na na tikumasi abontin so found sesi obo na kire apart from baby e bia be hunu se esi ebubu stadium ho containers woni nti ye no foforo mo ne ade no so any good initiative any niema eba and we almost about papa ba na dey discuss ba assembly so mo fanya adwuma mo ne ade let's ask ourselves all of these monies near see dey aba no e dey ade ne dey aye we members of parliament we don't hold the purse say the sika beba na district assembly common fund o in say common fund say your hanche mu wo ha e bia yen MPs ne dey no e your hanche mu enum na ya assembly ne die
ene de ye adwuma
ti se scan 100 Ghana cedis a ohine me de o musi ponum ono de o pon aduokunu enum sa aduokunu num no ede no de me de ponum no ohine eno na me de ye adwuma di a me di eno kwa ne emfa ma me ede assembly ho me hia ma tro krata to so
me pese me ye wi
pese me di wi omo approve kwa nya ntua the assembly by its management the DC the NDC and audit Oma approval yenye. So you see the nature of how it is. And whilst we are asking for accountability from members of our representing us money at the end, we should also bear in mind the same. Sikadudu ni nyina so hwe ene se yedbe ye adwuma ni nyina no so na gina assembly no ene aban no wo ho no so. Enti wo kana ka so nya e de na aban. Let me give you a classical example here. 2 months ago, school would be ase. Ejatum Emma Eshe. Ye ba mi frinkan ba mi na ekọ hwe ye. DC keme chief executive mpanyifo ne fire phone na di kan ho. Be hwe ne na ekuhia na maka chunso. Edan de osi ye ansa ne mofa be makwan no. Omo bie school a ne aye awie. Assembly no through the DC maka chunso omo niska because it was not captured in their budget. Yes. Fair deal obi anim da sa to renchen besi so aye dania no ntine o dro o ye program kwa na o ye wiase bibi de miscellaneous ntino man ye contingency no it we your budget said ya so contingency wo ho e so we setting backup say wo ho na mputu pumu akwansie de bisia e de na be ye but I was still said there is no budget assembly na akra ni bi na me say okay me common fund na wo ho no me pese me de bi be ya ma school na timi iden into assembly nye estimate of how much it would cost ni enfama na menye it is just about this weekend na me mean you busumi mienu echi no afi na estimate na ba ye ho adwuma yes me 5 cities ni bi no enye no empo no afi na estimate aba etunim de be ye se me nuanu ma wo dua se ya na school dan na hye kura na MP
MA
but mo no amo ya engineer for na mo hoke me no akeme no wo ho no headed by the MC ni muni panomoni ade nyina no munya estimate ma musi muni skant me de media ni bi beye me media na no so me de
estimate keke no 2 months
keke no musu me no ejo hine so hono eti ye delay
so deliberately omo should incite the public against the Ashanti MPs
no ni page ni nyanko so we will sit down we watch all of these things eti busu me no e man no nipa e wo mikrom duase no Omajini ni MC ne so because the MC was not voted for by but no control
empedo kwase no muhunu mpo
empedo so no be hunu mpo etu yenya meye na dwin na se na MP behwe kwa no anya ho hwe ne wa ma ache emoni ade but the obetro ne ye hunu se ye disika dodo se ne beye se ne beye mama ka cho se ne ma chro krata to so famimi sika na wo ho no ebra beye no so no eno so bosumi mienu ana se enfri o almost makon keme no nkwa be emprenai. And that is what is happening. I was a chini pagini day at the CISO. Tombe abo so delay projects na abo about 2027. Middle hobby no after media budget start be money and then I started the American 10 should be a year near. On for many pagini so omo na ye. And one thing that always happen me. ɔhene ɛyɛ na ɔka asɛm ne sɛ wia bo sɛ den ɔma hyɛ nipa no bi akyi afo bɛkɔ no na comment no mo ba nsɛ mo yɛ wie ya akɔ mbɛgya ho
nka mo gya ho
asɛm bɛka no na meboa ɔhene obi
mo bɛdi 8 years ana ma ayɛ
ɔhene projects yɛ ka ho asɛm yi Excellence na Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo ne NPP amanyɔkuo no yɛba abɛn on the 7th of January 2017 project ni na started 2017 January ɛno aka sɛ ɛyɛ mfie nwɔtwe nyɛsɛ yɛaboa no nyinaa no agu January mu ɛne yɛstarte no nyinaa January mu ne ɛberɛ ne bra no ɛɛkɔ no na project no bi ɛɛkɔ so na ebi ba wo ba abɔfra ɔhene ɔmpɛtu da kopɛ ɛmfa nante ebi abosome nso na ɔbɔ mpae sɛ ɔba no bɛwia edu bosome nso no onwia yɛsɛ yakwe yɛ akye afe ne afefa akyi bo nso astarte no otutu no ɔnante ebi aburo so afe ne fa no astarte no ɔkama ma ne dada ɛnya da kopɛ ɛna abɔfra no bɛdu stage 6 na deɛ ɔma yɛ ne ha adwene sɛ nti ɔsɛ yɛ ma yɛ adwene di saa nneɛma no nyinaa akyi yɛ starte project no because yɛnim sɛ ho hia nti ne starte for instance bridge no ɛnyɛ ogu concrete a na wo fele so nim sɛ ɛnyɛ ogu concrete na wo fele because ɛsɛ bɛbu agum nti wurani fa bi sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ ɛnokra a cure that would also take a bit of a process nti nyɛ sɛ yɛba mfie nwɔtwe ne sɛ nki yɛyɛ a ankasa bi ankɔmo megya nto hɔ ma nkɔba sɛ ɛna ɔma anyɛ no ɔma bɛgya ato na ama mo ka mo ni ade development ɛyɛ continuous process obi ɛno a wasi ne dan da kɔ da wo two foundation no ɛda no ɔbɔ so kɔtena mu so no nti men bo yɛ bi ɛna bi gu so a ɛkɔ so nti na waba a ɔsɛ ɔto aso no na fa nsɛ sɛbi papa ti ase wawo ne ba hwe na ma bofra na di mfie bɛ edu na bofra na di edu stage 6 no sɛbi papa atɔne bonkum so wagya japade obi aba betena na kunya mu sɛ ɔno na ɔyɛ hwɛfo wɔ abusua no mu papa japade no wanfa bi ahwe abofra na anto aso am wɔ anyi GHS ɛno papa wɔkɔ no ɛne yɛde so bɔ bɛbɔ no anado sɛ
na wanyɛ
na ɛso sɛ de ɔbaa no so yɛ na adwene sɛ abofra kura mɛhwɛ ne kwan bi aso basabasa fo boso ntua school fees ɔse twɛn kakra na yɛnkɔte koko ne mra na NDC fo kura ba no masa ate koko no so amaboɔ ne kɔfam ti menya bi mfa nhwɛ ɛmo ne adeɛ
oyi de nsɛm yi ne ho ano
oyi ɔde nsɛm yi ne ho ano a afo boso bewie no na akra na tena fie bɛn fie baako fie mienu fie miɛnsa efie bɛn nan afo boso abofra no adu fie du na no senka by that time where we were secondary school from one afo was okay ne afo de ɔmasese ɔmadwene kakra nti wobɛsi yɛbɛkɔ akɔto abafo wobɛsi ɔmayɛ sɛ yɛbɛto koko mu ne adeɛ deɛ mo nti wobɛsi afei no manya koko nti ɛne afei na mede wobɛkɔ skul a na akɔyɛ sɛ afei de ɔno woba abɛyɛ ɔpapa wo baabo sɛ abɔfa wadi mfie du nan wakyerɛ 6 na ɔwɔ sɛ nka wayɛ de watwa mu wɔ no wode nkwa no deɛ ɛbɛka akyerɛ no wobɛsi amafoɔ fɛ no akwasi papa ɛmo ne adeɛ afei wobɛsi na ne nye skul ho na berɛ abɔ no to sini a wode bɛhyɛ ɔpapa a ɔwu kɔɔyɛ no anaa de ɔba bɛdi adeɛ no ɔwanhwɛ so amfa n'ani ankɔ akɔdaa no so ho no because ɛno so ntina aka sɛ ɛfa abusua ne ma na abɛda abusua no
ano ayɛ ne yie
ɛne ɛde abusua ne ma awo so hu no obi kura timi di abusua pɛ no ɔhwɛ abusua ne ma so ne yɛsi abusua nkunya yɛsi so no si hwɛ so ne mpɔs me kama na modi koko we hyɛ me nsa koko eka edu kama aka abusua fie kama buagu asene foforo bosu wa kama buagu asene foforo
bi taneti
na bɔfra we kama twa abusua na sase am obi asida bosu ye
kama de me offer we kwa
abroche no be fa onua we modiko ye ya na agi fra abusua panyin ne nsam ene de ma wo afobe oba yi obedru ya edan ni mpo no ani abubu afesini no a ni astati ayama brechafo aba ho omo ye dan no afo wagyae eno no de kwa akobode no ote so no a abusua panyin beto mradade waba foforo beto mradade me de ma no nana we must be mindful and watchful of some of these things that is happening in our country a very serious matter. Wow, very serious matter.
What are the MPs doing as a caucus?
Yes, we've met on it. That is why I say we've started with the advocacy of it. Because yehunu nintina ya started with the advocacy because when him yejina ya manfo anemu yetwi nyina ya adwene si so die ye hunu enu ntina we are also doing community engagement ube hwemu a wo ze menu asenso no nam asafoje no nam menu admako no nam menu Kingsley no nam. That is what we are doing. We are advocating any man for needing komo ye twi omagwene si so. That will be the first one. The second one is that we would also be making representation to the assembly to say the no and telling them say the things in nsem na ye can enya otan edikan enyo time
yeah
ye twi wadwene si so said ye wo ye ne yehunu but ekotia ye manfo no se me na pese me ho ba hi in the year 2028 sa bre nipa enkwa no so de na wo no a ye bitumi ahye onsa no pese o ye fa se ne nsuo to na yiri ne fo no a wo truba ene kware a ona japade ya asey no ehi na pese ebe nipa mu no ebetumi asolve sa problem no entimi solve ye ba ye nsi apene se obi aba beto kwa mo ka mo zongo mfimfini ho
yeah
send an hositie
is it the why
da ben what say nsuo eto ye wie yiri kura kofa yiri kofa ye nya so okọ crofrom a baby a aso house of Jacob wo animo no ona mo amafo timi kan se ne yenso da ye da se ha kwan ye betimi ayeden aye. We started with those advocacy here through management so we will continuously do this engagement and we would let the people start asking these questions on also on our behalf. It do any take any decision ye ni nipa dodo ni nyina because ya ma hunu no kure na wo mu no ye nkoda dem ni abeka ye mfa ntronto so asema making no obi a woti bia adwene e ba ne making so no de kwa adwendwene mu na ntiase mu a obehu se de ye ken no e no kure enti ye nuanu ma wo assembly mu ni ade me ne azuba enye otan enye but ye self adwuma ne ye dia hye wo nsa se abre mu a wo hoi ne de mentoto na se menye no enkuma mu na da ho mu ni ade na meye menye mu ni ade because enipa ne ye de ama wo se brabedum because kai hu no hwe oba regional minister na president o and member of parliament oba district ni mu a chief executive no na president ye budget so a ye twa wi a ye mfa mi hu budget ba bi e de e bi ahye ni nyina no in the name of the president because when even the finance minister representing budget now go and look at the article in the constitution. He's presenting the budget in the name of the president. On ye twa kon masika no ye de ama no. And also me kwa kase mo nche ne se bridge na wotuba ne ye omra meto aso sika ne hye ne botom so so mfa ma me twa ma ho aye hi me wie ayi na kwan ne ye no brokrom no ene de ye de ama contract o doti ne krofrom na eno so so me twa so na ho aye hi ne nipa ne si apeni a wo ne be kan because wo no mu gina wanem to aba ma so ye refi se ye to aba ma ne so ye disika ne hye obi fufuro botom
well Galam said you were Deputy Minister of Lands and Natural Resources.
Eyasemo. Now what you mu ametro krata fesni the article be.
Yeah.
It said from promises to poisoned waters, the loud silence and degradation of our environment. And in the year 2023 by 2024, Galamsey became a topical issue. Yeah. I can say, even in the elections, Galamsey Nkwan would have formed almost about 55 to 60% of the issues. And Nkwan.
Yeah.
Because of her voter population within the enclave na ebe issue pa. Yeni anu NDC for na nedi animu papa. No mo buenya timemu for ema omunya antiase because of hene. Menga say Galamsey started enra. And enrechi. Started yeno sebi. Any as a na opinion ebeton to the idea edifra because artisanal small scale mining no kanena no me no mu hia krata na de to the ba ne kasemu a the fans na is omo ye no kwati kwan so but sata no mu fanse nsu a ese ye penso na Galamsey wo ho but then she de ani akwanmudi a de gu ho no na ye the positive result but the nam say na to me e penti no ye nua no mutimi gigina mu aka say enye yida na nye saa kwan ne wose ye fa so ye di asi Galamsey ano kwan to understand say e be create because I didn't know ye kofa asrafo apolisifoɔ ne aka omabom ne afɔ no operation halt Galam stop say de kwa kwaye e nua same jamfi I say a waste of the taxpayers money eno de hu ya eno nya ne betimi de solve problem no but ba ben mu on beti bi e friend 9 months the difference between Galam stop halt money ade ni nyina no and then 9 months no just a change of name that is the first one in yen so be akane no ye ba TV so na o kasa hwe normal TV a ni asisa ensuo ni ade sisi table so ye chiro from esio pra brim and cobra ni nyina nesi TV so ni e ka che se de ye ni ensuo na ase akwa akudusi nipa dodo agitu mu ne o CS so o man yi mu menua brano na watch biara ni ebenya statement afiri omo akwankyere ni Mombeko strike nipa ba create mi gina organization ni na edi no atro no e declare strike owi an okwetena TV so na okwan na wosu ene owi akwetena Ghana Shippers Authority enti ne refi onkai enti onkai said you no okutia no ene atia tesis ne kane no ohine de ama aye hu kura kese nchiafre na nanma bosom ne asase mu atumi so momra no mu eye galamse ni mediasi na wo disi a wo gina mampanyina nem na wo da dissect ene reseka no ukobodua se obi ahu na kwaka se galamse abadia na wo ye serious
NDC for
dem na wo ye serious ohine you see that is the problem ene yete hu o man mu ene atia tesama je baby odu ani bechi bi ana kwa bosomtwe hu nyina na ne yetu galamse na ndi ya ne se ye na no ba ban mu ye ana be say there are 9 forest reserves a no go area no be cattle abonti because they wanted to make news say be omudede omoye na abonti mo ne ade ni nyina no ebenya nyina so ni gina bi no be can say we've been able to recover all the 9 forest reserves that means omaye adwuma obi abo mama so any out of the 257 forest reserves here no minister am yenya ntie say emu 44 there e de jim from 9 now we see wetin me recover no and then 44 to understand say president na what we twa mu ya e catch your mention all the new measures to fight small scale illegal mining activities e ba me bo akachem sembo na ba ko ne say ye de asrafo e be kwa akotena forest reserve 44 ni mu no matena mu da biara da abomu ban anjini nsem that is a failed republic led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Os guy can near the Kofoko peacekeeping. Yes, and to Kwakasia S. or my biso. Near the Asraf Wefifa Mama, near Koma boom, near the Maka Quatina Crims or Munko no Munko Bon to Kwanano Bay. Tinadian to Kwakasia S. Your first reserve in Munise. A month for Omudia Kuku ni 2 years or Monsa or Moye BC da. Now what Henry Chemi now watch it. Many well near. Bako Erastus Asari Donko new program bako so ne program on TV so okay no o say ni din no enti obi ani oni ni din sekwa ni akwa tata ni pakra abono omfu say onu na ya no report to galamse nsem ho obi a report to galamse nsem ho ade agimu award environmental award no and aban ne sesa ne ba amanfo penabono and they abeye open am yakobu obi oni din na yede eyepem that tells you say omo eno omo kura mu omo ye adwuma no they are emboldened by a certain level. That is my suspicion. State sponsored power because emasa nke nipa ni nya kokodu a obeka so be de kwa kobu obi or report ho asem sa ada
there
onye ye kan say ya ebi a wote wo enra na ye wahi aban no ho ye wahi because of say na esika no but dey mibusa wo ne say bosha wodu a ye share ye gina so no se enu ntimo fa ban tumi hye ye nsa ne emra ne meye no enu na ne wu ya na bo se ne bi ne de ye wo man mu ha ena me amenu apanyin hari na edusu anopa program mo ye no Joy FM so mo fe no asi wo hunu ade kudi ente o se tokoso ne ye small scale mining activities wo man mu e wo ne bremu sa ne sitie no na ye put a total ban on it ohine asmo kan no ene minister for lands and natural resources honorable Kofi Amabua ye interview no tia kunyam se de mitia woni fie and wo she white shirt asi o kasa no admiti kwache let's put a ban on all small scale mining activities and go back to the drawing board. Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Blakwa, the current Minister for Foreign Affairs, any interview no e metro ti woni Randy Abe or say let's put a ban on all small scale mining activities in this country. And obviously I say all, or say yes, all, both legal and illegal, all. O my me kan ya many pa ya twa adwene si ade bi so. Ya twa adwene asi ade bi so. Na de twa to kra e wura Sam George. Or say it is only an irresponsible and incompetent government that won't mean to small scale mining activity as illegal in 3 months. Now only crap police for asraf for say anything now or resource now there is no political interference that they can end it in 3 months. let me ask this question to him and to them. Abiding by 1 year, 7 months, 13 days in say, are they being irresponsible? Are they being incompetent? Are they not resourcing the forces of this country? Or is there a political interference in Tina Yintimin to Asiano? Make your baby sound say, that's what I'm kind of year and cow see galam say, oh yeah, a ban was swan. Sank no credit. Or in the end, fan is what to me for me as a brache. Intimate foul futuno.
And what to me?
And what I catch him saying, transforming from my dear, all cat a foot to Semuna one fan say, Omra May. Or Baya, or no dear. And no crowd you say, and Yadia all consider. That's what the president said. I said that is not under consideration. Now, young fan to ya Guinea say, Sekas ye bed two sad denasia, or mine no one day with Sikasemun Bebrass and because any pam 4 million, any woman more year juma. Meanwhile, no I say a boss urban or the agenda 24 hours, a banner 133 money a dear a day back. And yan no crowd yen is Swaduna. Or the best segment into a we are no bad, and catch yourself. Won't mean 2 gallons saying as it was nipa 4 million any womb. And you know, or any Sabi, a beer me a mea so brachian. I meant you. Any dear or no ever catch your ma would genie 2 mu 8 year yedi 2 million man no Yemumi no Sabi 1 beer. Cow de Tracia can someone cabex or no Nancasano. Sabi, a year, I was so. On the end, we are you. Baby was a baton, I saw tressness, I saw sizeness, I said jijasness, I feel GDB. Some an Amazon's and rich ye, now what you came here. Tano saw him for Nananum, actually Cratako Mom and Penny say, and I do a matter of how crew. A sune say, Sienani say, into a strength say, Omra, no Ramahan no Boom. Says as you say, Ampa. In February of this year, on Peninsula stakeholders, no catch them say, Bibi a friend a stability report, a chess and insurance one anything SCI yano. Na Bosumi be near the better bontina will be who say baby who say any 8. Now 7 Evans Mensa program. Okay, Evans Mensa. You better be 2020. Or you know be genetics, I know the pan what to know the doctor to him. No, is another of my to me who nebo. No me who ni padudo mutimi to be. And on one course or quacky the stability report no. Or see as young farmer near the moment he be you already. Also, it tells you say, and ensuring in baby and who are 80. Can Yamia Adum cranky be and consume on water and our river say self cleansing. Cabo say, not any of the 80. I say, Sufina din super airframe, Kenyan Kupoto super frame. By the end of the way, on by or Masha means soon a tokan and say, and all her pokran is shoot meeting Kobuma, Neponuka Danny Brown. That is how bad it is today. No, Henry, me and Yamin one. Send a bit to say you. Because almost 30 years no more bar munu and almost said you almost buy any trim pono. So as who share dear fruit be an adjunimo do. Shiani ye. You did gold for oil buy, you did gold for reserves buy, no more can was him. Omba say papa no consolidating on be a gold board. So no. I'm the gold board you know. I didn't a gold board over so to good. Nyani paneko to good in the aba. Intina minerals commission so be issue licenses. No dia ma wo mo ampe so mko to good. Baby aye hunu bi aye yi money ade no makwa kotu. Mobile mo establish gold board in April. Mobile mo yesem bo change community mining din dia call responsible cooperative mining. At Ranch MC on the 6th of August 2025. Ne bosumi mienu achi October. And one more license or maybe two from a good dear no near to no quampa so say minerals commission betting monitor. Yipi betting aqua cohe. Near more montity and a gold catcher ye buy a dear more mamma mudia ye must be your moon su mercury. Any a woodrow and fampe gold no then say in Suano. Mobile number 287 licenses na muji free monsen in October 2025. Or in 287 no. Now what is our licenses no? Now officer dear no anya illegal no kwa no. Etinese atwa tisia yan charge ne nkoso sebe wotia utwika our license enfie mienu bia sebra na yesa hwe opom den enmoni ade ne encheko ne yesa renew license ne fama na ameboa ka kra maka ne license omo mo license wa je from say man no onko ye adwuma ne ekwan bone so osu gold ye no na woto gold ye na woto anamebo ene small scale mining gold no apagya ni mu wɔ ne tɔ ne tɔn mu ɛsene large scale mining ɛno kura na woto no kura na o say boka onko akura woto gold wɔ man mu no o boka enti omo de o yɛ nhyehyɛdeɛ ni nyinaa wɔ akwan bia so ne akwanuasa bia so a
na de ma mo a
enye free ne so say betimi akoatia e free say de wontimi nkuntia o de omuntu go ne kwa na to na koto na first can be o mine so and so mine so e boka o ne e de amane ne atuwi ne nipa ne boka wie nipa ne boka wie na o kwa akobusa no a afi na adani ateni
no so anane asemfufuru
aya asemfufuru kra
o twa ne kasetwi ne
oh edi ka ba ye no e ka se e ka ba gold ne to ene ne to mu wo man mu no ne ampeso mo kata so ne esenye no kre yesi aba ne to ene ne to mu e ka ba mu a ene oba man mu ha eye adwumakuo ba akope ene ya hyem rade ama ne se
ono nko
ne betimi ato no etimi asa ma ho krata mo etimi akwa akoton Bank of Ghana current me koto gold enkoton gold just o ma yeden o ma di license e free ho etisi akoton ne akwa akoton ne aboka
ne ka ba mu a
ne asi GOLDBOD na aboka ne dia osinyamia denu nya wan fa nkoma hwen ba wo toye na wo koton ne ka ba akire no a wo pia ka ne dia kosi obi ne dia wo se wo de wanya mfaso wo ne to ne ton ni mu eti ne ye mo waba so se e ho ne de wo wanya mfaso ayi de mfaso no wo wanya 5.4 billion operational surplus anameboa emu 903 there or say directly from gold ne ton ne ton emu 4.something billion aye $247 million equivalent in Ghana cedi a trash budget mu ma no ye de man 31st December as a 30th December 2025 and we liquidate says can because na how be anaso basically say fa kwaya adwuma the whole year no on time we de man no 30th December 2025 it one sika na now the adwuma no Bank of Ghana sika on an financing it took an Bank of Ghana na kone futu mu no ayi yen sika na yi adwetire ne ade ama no so on fan 20 en fan adwuma na so mra mfa so no man ni nyini ne sika sem na yi no de ama se fa koto gold na fa bra eti eka na aba eche na ne ma ba miensa ho asaying commission and now yeah no akaje ba ko accounting losses exchange rate differential money ade ohene exchange rate differential na nya exchange rate differential ko ni mu accounting losses ni ya account na mawa wanya na ya na ye draw financial statement na and ya na psychological account and a social account and a say geography account and accounting and ya account no ya draw accounts no di amawo ohene ya draw accounts na ide e di amawo wo de also wo side no asema ide aba ho so no enti wo de ye enye exchange rate differential so enu kura kire wo say ohene mo exchange rate na mo de atudwa no gidie enim
it is not real
enya real because finance you na akasa me ehunu say Bank of Ghana na me ehunu say the monetary policy na oye no bosumi bia no or the bear bruni sika no 1 billion eshim se bia sika no be de ebegina it one all forest brew any forest market no any abochi no omukura sika na mosi nyom ne kura no any yet memfo ne ehunu say nyesa neti because obi enu a wakwa okope sika de akwa ama no ne akwa bidwa ye de man 11 da yeah ebi ani ho
yeah
eti se mi kura gold na oba me ho se oba beto na de akodwa man so akota nya Bank of Ghana rate na adema me etie eti wo so mo ko mo ho mo ntimi fa 10 ne nkonkonto mfiti memufo no na kai hunu se wakwaje Bank of Ghana ni sika wo eno de koto gold no ba wanfa Bank of Ghana ni rate na nkwankoto eti okwa bia bo so akwakoto ne 13 ba okoto no de abre Bank of Ghana ma Bank of Ghana de akwakoto no age dollar ana meboa no de aba to otoni sana Bank of Ghana no beje dollar se me de wo na wo so o maame se bi okwa ne kre chi na wo so wada ena wo dada exchange rate no website na wo ka che se 10 10.11 tu ka chem se afi gold no beton GOLDBOD akoto abro nti wo de badwa man so aba beton no de aba beje dollar me the dollar no be ma wo exchange rate na wo website no so hunu sa it on akwa bonti akoton 11 13 but also website na 11 ti afọ mu tua dollar na mo betua ma 11 what's the difference abem ti gold no na kwa bonti no ono onye ono ane aban no exchange rate ni nti kwa bonti koton basa na ode abre no ma menye simple ma mi oye shop oni fie onzo kwa bonti no kofa wholesale ni ama no ode ababe gum na wo koso pedon si mo ba kwa no wayi no ode ama na meboa obie nim se don see money ohene ya kam ya tese don see money ya 10 cedis so no enti ma ba shop me ba be tobi don see money o shop ni masa tuma so ba nzo nko wholesale na nko tobi wo mo no famra okolo akọ aboso mu na wada mu no awo yo sales gumo no na akọ yisika 13 cedis no de akọ tuaka because one for 13 cedis ma me enye na kono because on e ton don see mo no wholesale on fa bi ma ne mo fa nko osu wo te shop ni person ni padodo ba ho be 20 no onim sa ne bo no e 13 cedis ba ma for ba de mo 10 cedis Bank of Ghana ni subani aban ni subani no onim sa ade na ho den pa na gina be 13 14 but person ye dada ni pa ni no say e 10 cedis na 11 cedis ono ne ma me no ye shop no
eshim sa
no this eshim sa
e boka
nti akran ko no ko 13 no de bro ma me no ma me dane share wo nsem 10 cedis e ka 3 cedis na ba so no enyeka eno ya accounting loss uto gold ni we are upon siesie no asey now they are tutu nsane ni ehunu ni grade money ade sebi na wo kotoka na officer ka ni kobawe na officer ka ni kobansa no akwa koto asaka ne mama kaka ni ka no na no di ni nyina aka na ka chem se e ya saying cost e ye we cost ntino eno ye yi cost na enyeka ana wo nyini hunu se meto ameye ni se nti o se meto ni se na me de ibi ka ho na epagya mu ebekeke mu a me koto no abontia metimi anya mfaso e wo so